o'clock, there is backlash against Governor Newsom tonight over a stunning statement he made on his own podcast, calling transgender athletes playing in women's sports, quote, deeply unfair. Good evening, everyone. I'm Alex Savage. Welcome to the news here at 5 o'clock. The governor made those remarks about transgender athletes during a conversation with conservative activist Charlie Kirk. The comments have left many people wondering if Governor Newsom is turning away from the LGBTQ community. KTVU's Tom Vakar joins us now here in the studio with more on what the governor had to say earlier today and the fallout from those comments.
Yeah, it's really quite an amazing thing when you think about it. You know, it's still 1,342 days to the 2028 presidential race, but California's governor may have just thrown his hat into the ring.
Doors wide open now.
For 2 decades, Gavin Newsom was and remains a supporter of same-sex marriage and the LGBTQ agenda as a businessman, supervisor, mayor, and governor. A lightning rod element of that support changed Thursday on the governor's own This Is Gavin Newsom podcast with conservative guest Charlie Kirk, who asked this point-blank question.
Would you say no men in female sports?
Well, I think it's an issue of fairness. I completely agree with you on that. So that's easy to call out, the unfairness of that.
Newsom also expressed sympathy for all the issues and emotional stress transgender people must go through, but does see transgender women in sports a question of fairness to the biological females. Wynn Noland is CEO of an insurance and risk management firm in New York and a transgender woman.
He's really the first Democrat of national exposure or national importance that's come out with that kind of a statement. As a trans person, this is really one of very few trans issues that even I think has some troubling aspects to it.
And, says Nolan, it's a statement whose time has come.
I think reasonable people can see where there are problems on both sides of the issue. There's legitimate points on both sides of this particular trans argument. I can't really indict what Governor Newsom is saying. I think he's echoing the opinions of a lot of people.
So now there's likely to be a battle for middle ground, but backlash from within his own party came quick, with the California Legislative LGBTQ caucus saying in part, "We woke up profoundly sickened and frustrated by these remarks. Until Donald Trump began obsessing about it, playing on a team consistent with one's gender has not been a problem." Now, there are plenty of LGBTQ people who will see Newsom's statement as betrayal, while others see this as the next logical step for a termed-out governor seeking higher office. We shall see. Tom Vakar, KTVU, Fox 2 News, back to you.
Yeah, obviously, Tom, you know, this is a lot of people in the LGBTQ community feeling hurt by the governor's comments. What do you think we will see here in the coming days? Do we see the governor kind of trying to clarify these comments, clean them up a little bit?
I think he will do that, but I think he also has a rational situation that he's looking at. He's simply saying that a lot of people don't agree with this aspect of it, this singular aspect where, let's say, if you had somebody who decided to make the change when they're 17, 18 years old, and the point that was made is you have a 6'2" tall woman who's trans, playing against a 5'7" tall woman who is much smaller and lighter, and that isn't really fair. That's kind of what he's driving up to. I think he's turning away from the community. Not at all. In fact, I think if anything, he's going to double down on the community, but he's saying that there is some room here for negotiation, which is showing something else, his ability to be willing to compromise. And in politics these days, that really sells.
All right, we'll see where this discussion goes from here. Tom, thank you for that.